Well, the girls and I are off to school. They're off to school. I got schooled last night. I'll get the 2 horses that raced Monday and Tuesday the other way. You know, when I have days off, by the end of the night, I'm going stir crazy and I almost feel lazy when I have one day off. Yesterday, it was just a lot of focusing on, quite frankly, the London and the Harrisburg catalog, answering emails to clients and trying to get the horses going in the right direction, figure out who's going where, at when, to who. We had horses to ship to Kentucky yesterday that are getting ready for Corbin. We had horses to ship back to Ontario that are going over there. Gorgeous package didn't get in on Friday, but she wasn't even on the truck yet, and Jason was in contact with the race secretary in Ontario, and he said, listen, Anthony's not going to send this filly if she's not going to get in, and if she doesn't have a place to race. It looked like there's a class. He said, just because of super finals, there'll be a spot next week. Okay, no problem. Perfect Thought didn't get in. They couldn't fill a prep race for the 2-year-old fillies and mares. It's tough. She's got a lot of money made, and she's got 2 or 3 wins. I didn't really want to race her in the non-winners of 3 or 4, against 3 and 4-year-olds. It's not really fair to her. So it's not a big deal at all. We'll just qualify her on Friday. We raced the Lure on Monday. I didn't give you an update. I thought it was pretty self-explanatory. They went in 52. But, again, being parked to the quarter in 27, that's not her trip. Leave, sit, get away, spotted quick on a helmet, let her relax. And she's not going to trot in 52 anyway, but she probably would have trotted in 53 in a bit. Raced okay. I think she was, 4th or 5th or something like that. JK Mega last night, no excuse. Lots of excuses. 18 days off, but 32 on the end of it. Scoped good. No blood, no mucus, no redness, no nothing, but clearly something going on. They'll take his blood this morning. We'll find out, if the horse just wasn't good, well, I'm just going to castrate him and turn him out in the field. That's it for the year. In fact, there's very few avenues that don't end up with castration and turned out for the year. The idea, and the castration's not because he's sour. I like this horse a lot, but I can't really tell you what went on with him last night. Either way, the only reason I haven't just pulled the plug immediately and said, unequivocally, he's going out is because I hate ending a year like that, right? What are you coughing about back there, turkey? Do you want a drink of my drink? You shush. The biggest disappointment last night was the Jays. Oh my God. What? To what? Adeline Hope McDonald. Yeah, don't do that. To watch, are you okay back there? You sure you don't want a drink? Here, I got water. There you go, turkey. To watch the Jays like that, rolling through the first 2 games, but that's how baseball is, It's much like horse racing. Never count your chickens before they hatch, and when things are rolling, hold on tight because they can come unglued quickly. You can't make errors in Ollie's League, in Little League, let alone in the majors. And right off the top of my head, the fielding error by Kind of Fleffa, Gold Glover, booted the ball that allowed the first run. Then Barger drops a ball that the left fielder should have had to begin with. But drops a ball, again, puts everybody in a bad spot. And then to pitch to Aaron Judge, you can't take that stuff for granted. You got a base open. You got the guy on deck is a little more prone to strikeouts. I guess maybe not. It's just all hindsight stuff. So, but thank God for the foul pole, because if the foul pole wasn't there, that ball might have ended up in New Jersey. My God, he crushed it. It's just little things, right? Now some of you are out there saying, Anthony, I don't really care about baseball that much. Well, you're going to have to muscle through it because it's October. It's World Series time. It's the playoffs. So I'll tell you what, you can't leave the door open for these Yankees. They're squirmy, and the one team, you either love the Yankees or you hate the Yankees, and I don't love the Yankees. So, but I tell you what, I respect them as a ball team. They're always they're the top of the food chain, and it's not very often that you get a leg up on them, and you certainly don't want to let them back in that door. And it felt like last night, just let them back in a little bit. So tonight is Game 4. I'll be watching that. I am done racing. It's the 7th race, which will be somewhere around game time. I believe if they start at 8 o'clock again, I'm not sure. Today, what do we got today? We got our boy Raging Hanover. Want to get a flat line on him and get him in a good spot today. Start getting him moving in the right direction. He just feels to me like a horse that had a lot of talent, that could put it together at times, but consistency was always the problem. You know, he raced great. Megan won with him 2 starts in a row. That line home. Megan won with him 2 starts in a row, and then made 2 breaks in a row at the Meadowlands, and then made the break on me in the qualifier at Northfield Park, but showed a lot of pop, a lot of power. And then somebody asked the other day, why do you only go in 2 minutes and you got beat in the qualifier? Listen, I was away at Lexington, and the only request was, please, for the love of God, keep this horse trotting. There's no need to expose him or put him in a bad spot or even remotely put him in a spot where he can make a break. And that's exactly what, I believe it was Sean Johnson went with the horse. Aaron or Sean, one or the other. Whichever Johnson brother did it, they did a great job. So he's in today. I think I have 2 other drives at the Meadows, and then I come back, we get the 8-hole with Manhattan Money. You know, for a horse that drew good kind of all year, he's drawn really bad lately. Like 8, 9, I see a lot of them. 8-hole at Northfield, it's a killer. What are you going to do? You're going to have to take what's given to you, and that's exactly what we're going to attempt to do tonight with Manhattan Money. We got lots going on this week, but obviously there's that kind of weird lull, right, where we're shutting some of our 2-year-olds down. We're trying to get our other horses positioned in the right place. We have Corbin opening up. And then we have Harrisburg coming, of course. Now, we had this Virginia thing this week. You know, the way that filly had mucus running out of her 2 days ago was obviously concerning. The question was always, do we enter her and deal with it after? She's been on antibiotics since that moment, actually. What I mean is, do we enter her, and then if we have to scratch, we scratch her, or do we not enter at all? She's a fairly healthy filly aside from this. There wasn't any deep issues that we could see. Now we get her blood back today. But when Dr. Latessa scoped her, there was no thick mucus. It was just a lot of... The yellow stuff is the stuff that bothers me the most, though, right? That's the nasty stuff. So her blood should shed a lot of light into what she is able to and capable of doing. And then also her SAA, we'll keep an eye on that. That's more of what they call a snap test. They can tell you how sick a horse is just by that serum amyloid A test. We'll do that maybe a couple of times, maybe Thursday or Friday morning, just to make sure that she's okay as we head into the first leg in Virginia. We did have Logan train the filly the other day, but if I can't go to Virginia, which I don't know if I can this week, but if I can't go to Virginia, then Logan can drive the filly. That's why we got him to train her on Monday. So there you have it. That's where we're at right now with respect to the horses. Obviously, I'm very happy. Again, thank you very much for all the shares moving around. Still a little, I guess my only surprise was the International Money filly, Juju Me. There's still some shares left in her, and there are some shares, I believe, that are going to come back up on the board. We had a gentleman that had moved some shares around with Prada or Nada. He didn't know which one to give up, and there may be some shares coming up of her. I don't know yet. That hasn't been... Prada or Nada is her name, yeah. She's a chimpanzee. She's pretty filly. Trot's really nice, too. We'll know more about that in the next day or so. Just, there's always stuff this time of year moving around. And what else do we have? Harrisburg. Obviously, Harrisburg. We're looking at London next Monday. What are we on the hunt for at London? I could do with another trotter, but most definitely a pacing colt of some variety, whether it be Ontario, whether it be somewhere else. I'll be honest with you, the Harrisburg book looked a lot more like a Captain Treacherous. I'll tell you what caught my eye was a couple of Stay Hungries in Harrisburg also. Yeah. And there were some Bulldog Hanovers, obviously. I think there was one Cattle Wash. So a lot of stuff, we're just starting to get the preliminary, all the videos aren't even up for Harrisburg yet. So we're just starting to get the preliminary looks at everybody as we head into Harrisburg. Now, I will end my video with this. It was supposed to rain all night into the morning and then turn to sunny. Rain looks like it's over. It looks like it's turned sunny now. So it's going to be a nice day in Ohio and Pennsylvania. It's supposed to be, the weather's supposed to be the same both places.
You're going to Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I'm going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, man.
I will say this, though. Harrisburg, start thinking about it because, as I said, I wasn't super pleased with the way that the flyer buckets were received. Maybe I misread the room. I always try to purchase the horses the way I would. I'm always after the Juju Me's. I'm always after, and we're very fortunate that you have allowed us to buy horses like Highland Fire and Ice, like Exky.
What?
That's the name of the horse, Exky.
Ski?
Yeah.
That's
Just very fortunate that we're allowed to do that. Obviously, I can't afford to do a whole lot of that, but the Juju Me's, the Pilot Caviars, the Prada Ornatas, and the Flyers. These are the horses that always excite me the most when I go to the sale. But when it came to Lexington, that wasn't the case this year. Yes, honey. I see the sky. It's very beautiful in the morning, isn't it? So that is that. I will talk to you all lots of time between now and Harrisburg, but as I said, start thinking about it because this is going to be a client-driven, a supply and demand sale, as it is every year at the end of the season. So with that, I'll talk to you later on today. Not a whole lot going on today. We have raging Hanover's racing today and Manhattan Money. Aside from that, it's a pretty cool day, pretty cool, easy day for us. But still, Jays are at 8. No errors today. Take care, everybody.